Well, hello, folks. It's the end of another week. Friday evening football. Well, a little rain problem. So far, I haven't seen any cloud to ground lightning out of this stuff. We'll look at radar in just a bit. Looking at the tower cam here, Sinlar Broadcasting off Texas Street. We're looking at just a few breaks in the clouds. We'll call it mostly cloudy. We've had some rain in the cities here. Going up to Natchitoches, though, Sibley Lake, see a little fog in the cam view there. And again, high humidity, of course, continues. Now we're looking at radar, and we'll get a little better view as we see an expanding area of rainfall right now here across portions of central Louisiana. Get a little closer look at this, and we'll start up to the north, go back an hour in this. We're seeing some of the better rains in areas to the north there across east of Winfield, coming in toward it looks like northeastern Grant Parish. We've seen some rain in LaSalle Parish as well. And then heading to the south, we're not seeing too much happening in that direction just yet, but we're also seeing some more rain off to the west of us. So that's kind of weather to come for us, as we'll definitely see an increase in the rain chances. In fact, unfortunately, what we've got is a pattern set up here with a winter storm out across the Rockies and low pressure across the plains. We've also got a tropical system here, Hurricane Rafael, in the Gulf of Mexico. So right now, what's looking like is that this system will be able to produce a boundary into our area tomorrow, and the tropical moisture, remember, to the west of this is an upper level high, and that is circulating some of it, grabbing some of this moisture, kind of stripping away some of Raphael's moisture and working it on up into Sinlob. You notice how muggy it's been lately. So here's the overall setup for a potential flood threat this weekend here in central Louisiana. So during the morning hours, we'll start to see rain and thunderstorms increasing across the region as we see a surface front. This is a cold front. Now, don't get too excited. This is not a strong front, but it's a front. It's a boundary, and it's going to be able to focus the moisture that we get along that boundary and create repeated areas of rain and storms. Now, the warm front's to the north of us, and that means to the south, this is where the most fuel is for storms, for heavy storms. This is not particularly a severe weather threat. The severe weather threat is quite low across there. Now, with strong storms, you never can rule out a severe thunderstorm. If it happens, though, it would be kind of rogue and very straight. But the main thing is this is a heavy rainfall setup. Now, as I go into tomorrow afternoon, we'll see rain and heavy storms increasing here in Sinai as this front makes its way toward us slowly. The warm front continues to lift toward the north, and the moisture becomes well established. On top of us, aloft, we have jet stream antics going on. We have an energetic upper level flow, and what that does is that adds energy to the system, dynamic energy, and creates and helps create these elements, convective elements that we call showers and storms and rain. And that, again, is the setup for us in the evening. Heavy rain and storms continue across the region. Flooding develops, I think, by that time in some locations. Here's the overall setup as far as the tropical part is concerned. Here's the high pressure to the east. There's that clockwise flow around it, again, stripping away some of the moisture from Raphael and bringing it into central Louisiana. So if you say, yeah, this rain that we're getting right now that we'll get this weekend, that's part of Raphael's impact on Sinloff. So who would have thought that? Well, we could see that as the wind patterns were evolving, that we would get some moisture off that. So a flash flood risk from the Weather Prediction Center is in a moderate category for all of central Louisiana. You see kind of a bullseye right there, right on top of us. So what exactly does that mean? Well, we'll see several rounds of rain and thunderstorms this weekend. Into Saturday, I'm just projecting for our deer hunters in the morning, say 7 o'clock. You're not going to like the forecast. It'll be kind of unsettled. It'll be warm. It'll be muggy. I don't think the deer are going to like that. As we go in toward the rest of the day, midday, rain and storms are still with us. Going into the mid-afternoon, rain and storms, as you see, still prevalent and widespread. Likewise, in through the evening hours. And I think that's kind of the time frame when much of this rain, very heavy rainfall, will happen. Saturday, and then Saturday night, rainfall continues into Sunday. By the time we head to church or at church, things should calm down just a bit. I do expect rain likely Sunday morning, but heavy storms, I think, pretty much will be over with by that time. So this is a significant flood threat for Central Louisiana. I've been watching this and I've kind of seen this developing and it's evolving toward this point there for Saturday through Sunday morning. Now, these are the ingredients I just mentioned. Moisture from Hurricane Raphael. Remember, the moisture we get from these tropical systems is very high octane stuff. You can have very efficient and create a lot of rain out of that. Surface front, that's the boundary to focus, repeated action, repeated storm development. You have an area of storms develops, it dissipates, but another one forms to take its place, and so forth and so on. Sometimes we call that training. Energetic flow aloft, as I said, this kind of overall picture of things. It adds energy to the system to create even more rain and make it more efficient. And of course, that's what the tropical moisture is. Very efficient rain producers developing tropical moist air masses. The threat level is moderate, a level 3 out of 4 from the WPC there. That means a risk of 40% of flooding within 25 miles of a point. So what we have as far as flash flood risk assessment is we have what we call guidance, which says, okay, based on the condition that the soil is in, how much runoff are we going to have with this situation? Remember, we had some areas had some very heavy rainfall for Tuesday into Wednesday morning. I had nearly 7 inches at my house during that time frame. Those areas may run certainly a higher risk than the areas to the west, like in DeRidder, that barely got any rain at all out of that system on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. So that's what this risk assessment is about. Common amounts that I'm projecting right now, and this is still under review because I'll be looking at this again after I finish this video and live stream and again for tomorrow. Peak amounts of 6 to 8 inches now is what I'm beginning to see with model data, and there are some scenarios that are even higher than that. There are some scenarios that present 10 plus inches of rain here. I'm not going to go that wild yet, and I hope it doesn't happen, but 6 to 8 is what I'm comfortable with right now. Hourly to sub-hourly rates, the risk of flash flooding is another thing that gets us going. That 1 to 4 inch common and the peak amounts of 6 to 8 would be more instrumental in creating filleting on the smaller to moderate river size river systems. The hourly to sub-hourly rates of 2 to 4 inches more in line with flash flooding in the urban areas and areas that do experience flash flooding here in Centerline. That would occur in larger, stronger storm clusters that will be developing and kind of repeating over some of the same areas. All right, that's our flood threat for this weekend. Let's check out the tropical system. Hurricane Raphael remains in the Gulf of Mexico there. We're going to move this into the 100-mile-per-hour storm right now. You see just a little bit of a west and northwest motion. I think that front that we're seeing here across that will be moving into western Louisiana later on tomorrow may be able to nudge that northward just a bit. But then once that weather system passes to the north and that system gets out of here Sunday afternoon and into Monday, the Hurricane Center is forecasting this to drop back to the south out of impact from a stronger front. I think that will come in by Wednesday and keep it suppressed to the south. There are some folks who have a lot of experience to say this will be an impactful storm maybe for southeast Louisiana as this front is strong enough to push it in that direction. Right now, I'm thinking it's not going to be strong enough to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and agree with the National Hurricane Center with a little nudge to the north and then pull back to the south by the middle of next week with not a strong front, but a decent front. All right, so here's the weekend. Heavy rainfall threat. I outlined that 100% coverage for Saturday, 70% on Sunday. Most of that be in the morning. We get a front come through. Again, that's the one that may nudge Raphael northward just a tad. Veterans Day, things are looking pretty good for us there. Tuesday, there's one of the days without rain in the forecast there. As we get well behind that front and a little dry air filters in, we start cooling off the mornings there. And then Wednesday, a second front, 20 cents worth of rainfall, maybe some showers with that. Not expecting much in the way of moisture for that front to work with, but it's stronger than Sunday's front. Notice another dip in temperatures there, both in the afternoon and in the mornings for Thursday and into Friday, which time we will see some 40s for lows in some locations on Friday. Of course, we'll be tracking Raphael all week. It's going to be with us at least through the middle of this upcoming week. All right, take care. That's all I have for you, but I do want you to remember the heavy rainfall threat this weekend, especially Saturday night, and very early Sunday. Take care. Nick Miculus will, I think, be doing a video live stream in the morning, and if not, then I'll be back during the about this time, maybe a little earlier for tomorrow, give you an update. All right, take care.